What does femininity mean to you?
Well, what's your definition of a woman?
Hey y'all, my name is Cassidy Perry and I'm going to be interviewing women at Women's Leadership Summit 2026. What would you ask a guy on the first date?
So I would ask a guy what his goals are for the next 5 to 10 years. I feel like that gives a pretty good comprehensive idea of what his future looks like. Does he love Jesus? Does he want children? It answers all of the main questions in one. So that's what I would ask a guy on the first date.
My biggest tip is grill him away. Like, you've got nothing to lose. Like, when do you want kids? How long do you want to date for? When do you envision getting married? What's important to you once you get married, once you have kids? Is I think you should ask guys specifically, what does your relationship with Christ look like? Because a lot of people say, I'm just spiritual. I'm just spiritual. And I think that's a red flag to run.
The biggest question I'd ask a guy on a first date is how high do you put marriage and a family on your list, just so I can make sure that we're on the same page. And it's just really important to me that someone takes that seriously and that they're not just going on a date and messing around to be dating.
I would ask him if he wants a family, if he wants to provide for a family, and yeah, if he's okay with having a stay-at-home mom and him being the main breadwinner.
I would probably ask him what his career goals are and where he sees himself in 10 years because if we start dating, I will be a part of those 10 years.
I wouldn't go on a date with a guy.
What are your biggest red flags in a guy?
If a guy says he wants to go 50-50,
My biggest red flags is someone that's unmotivated and doesn't have a direction.
I think when a man makes time to make plans with you and he doesn't follow through, that's a big red flag.
I would say like not having like a provider mindset, like kind of just not like thinking about like it's not just you, like you're paying for like your future family and kids and everything. Like you need to like have stuff going for you basically.
Definitely whenever he talks about his exes a lot or if he's still in contact and like they're friends.
That he's a guy is the biggest red flag.
What marriage advice do you have for younger generations?
To pick your battles because it's really important to always think about unity because that is your ultimate goal is you're trying to become one with your husband, and when you are battling about everything you can't become one.
When I was newly married, I had someone give me great advice about managing my emotions with my in-laws. And you can never be more annoyed or mad at your in-laws than your husband is in that moment. You can't exceed it, but you can kind of match it. And after being married for 21 years, I have amazing in-laws, but it's worked really well both directions in managing our in-laws relationships.
Marriage is absolutely a partnership between husband and wife.
I would say to be a servant. Wake up every morning and decide, I am going to serve my husband today. I am going to serve him well and love him well. And I think men also really like when you tell them how hard they're working. So I think that's a really important part too.
I think find a husband who leads well and let him lead.
What does femininity mean to you?
I think to me, femininity means being proud to be the woman that God created you to be, taking pride in the characteristics that God has given you with. Like, women have, the ability to be so nurturing and gracious and kind, um, and just being really proud of that and honoring God in those things.
Femininity means embracing your womanhood and embracing all the natural aspects of being a woman that God gave us, like having children or getting married. It's the complete opposite of like modern day feminism. And so, yeah.
That's a really good question because I think we grew up feeling like we had to do it all and we had to get in the workforce. I became a fashion designer. I felt like I had to make money too. And when I had my daughter, I decided to step away, and it was definitely an identity crisis for me. But God really opened my heart and showed me that leaning into my husband's leadership was the best thing for our entire family. It strengthened our relationship. I started to trust him in a way that I've never trusted him before with decisions and things like that. And God really blessed.
I love leaning into how God designed us, right? And I think the more I lean into being feminine and softer edges, and nobody would say I have like a soft edge in how I teach or discipline or move. I love that the more I let my husband be the man that he wants and needs to be, the more feminine I become, and our marriage just works better.
Femininity is a social construct that is false. Plus, I'm a they them.
Nice. Okay,
Today.
thank you so much.